and welcome once more to our talk. Did you know? Back to the Basics by Dr. Magde. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are in December. In our country, it's a festive season, and in this part of the world, the south part of the world, Christmas is normally a hot season. So today I'm going to talk about what I called maladies or festive season challenges and how to avoid them, because it is hot, it is busy, it is party time, it is holiday time. Our body sometimes doesn't want to take so much at once. So number one is fatigue. I've already had a session on fatigue. But I'm talking about fatigue because sometimes people are on holiday, but because they are on holiday, they sleep late, they party, they overeat, and they end up having fatigue. So if you think you are overdoing it, you are too active, you are too party girl, party boy, remember that you can have a breakdown, you can have fatigue, which is going to affect you when you go back to work. So avoid over partying, overdoing it. Number two, the most common thing that people always complain sometimes is headaches. And headache means something is not balanced in your body, something is not wrong. So headache can be due to, number one, a problem of fatigue, that you are not sleeping enough, so you get headache because you are not sleeping enough. Or it can be because your body is full of toxins, is full of poisons, is full of things, because you are overeating, you are drinking, you are partying. Some companies are closing, they've got Christmas parties. So headaches can be a symptom that you are not resting, can be a symptom that you are overeating, you are overdoing it. So your system is basically full of junk. So the other thing that is common during festive season, especially in our country, because we are a meat-loving country, is a condition called gout. Gout is a condition that we see it more common in men, but it can attack women. It's because you are eating too much meaty or produce, meat, chicken, whatever, and then they create a lot of acid in your body, and that acid goes to your joint, and the next thing you see somebody walking with a knobkiri, because they've got swelling of the toe or any other swelling where it can manifest. Normally gout, the common place where it manifests is the big toes, but it can go to the ankle, it can go to the knee, it can go to the elbow joint, it can go to the ears, So gout is a common challenge that happens during the festive season as a result of people eating too much meat, eating too much tripe, what we call mohodu, just overdoing things, and drinking a lot of acid drinks, not drinking water. So it's a challenge of gout. Other challenge that is common during the festive season is gastritis or heartburn or epigastric pain. Heartburn is also a result of overdoing it. You are doing the drinks, the alcohol, the acid drinks. You are overdoing the meat and everything. I've already explained that the meat produces a lot of acid, but you are also taking in alcohol, you are taking in soft drinks, acid drinks. So all this can cause heartburn or gastritis because you are overdoing it. But the other thing that is also common in this season where people sometimes overeat is diarrhea. One can get diarrhea simply because you have overeaten, or you've eaten something that is not compatible with your stomach, or you've eaten something that has spoiled. As I said, Christmas in the southern hemisphere, it's a summer Christmas. So it means that things can easily spoil because in our country we reach temperatures over 30 most days. when it is summer. So you can have diarrhea because you have eaten spoiled food, but you were not even aware that they were spoiled. Then the other common thing that we usually see when people in this time of festivity is diarrhea. The same thing as with, it's vomiting. The same thing as with diarrhea. You might have eaten too much, so you get diarrhea, or you might have eaten food that are not compatible with your stomach, or you might have eaten spoiled food, therefore you vomit, you know. But sometimes people vomit because it's just overindulgence. They've eaten a lot of meat, they've eaten a lot of drinks within a short space of time, and their stomach can't take that, therefore people get to vomit. But sometimes people do that because they are greedy. They drink alcohol that they are not used to, and hence they end up vomiting because their body is not used to this certain drink, but because it's available, they end up drinking that. So avoid all these festive maladies, do things in moderation. The other thing that can also happen is sunburn. And sunburn is not for white people only. Even us blacks, you can have a sunburn, because as I said, our Christmas, it's a hot Christmas. People go to the beach, people go to the parks, people go to the swimming pool. So sunburn can also be an issue when you are sitting too much in the sun and not having protection. Even if you have sunscreen, you shouldn't stay too much out there in the sun. So the other thing that is very common and that is tragic during this festive season is drowning. People drown for various reasons. They drown because they swim after indulging in alcohol. They drown because they swim and they can't swim. They drown because they were just playing in water, pulling one another, and suddenly, an accident happened and someone drowns. So this is a very common event in most of our parks, dams, and everything. During the festive season, there are people who drown because they swam while they were drunk, or they can't swim properly, but they decided to swim, or somebody, they are next to a dam or next to the sea. They wake up in the morning and go and refresh in the sea, but truly speaking, they can't swim. Or they wake up in the morning, they go and they are not aware that it's still a high tide. High tide means the sea is still very strong. So if you are not a strong swimmer, you always avoid swimming when there is a high tide. And the other thing that also is tragic during our festive season is car accidents. Is it possible to avoid car accident? Yes, it's possible if we can all be cautious on the road and if we can avoid drinking and driving. So sometimes people are so excited over the festive, over Christmas, over New Year, that they drink and drive. And sometimes somebody say, I am not driving too far. They were at a friend's party, so they are driving like less than a 5 kilometer away. But the fact is they are drunk, and accidents happen at those times. So I just want to remind us that we can enjoy the festive season without us having all these things that happen because of overindulging, because of just being overexcited and and happy because it's the festive season. So it's easy. Don't overeat, don't overdrink, don't drink and drive, don't eat food that you are really not used to. You are not a seafood person, but now there's seafood, then you eat seafood. Obviously, it's then you can vomit. You don't like mushroom or things like that, but there's mushroom, but you eat it. And those are the things that can happen, And the other thing that I forgot to although it's not so common, it's just people developing allergies. And allergies, it can be a simple allergy where you just itch, or it can be a life-threatening allergy because you've eaten something and then now you are swelling inside. And when you are swelling inside, it means now it's easy for your airways to be blocked because you've eaten something that you're allergic to, or you've eaten something you are not aware that there is this ingredient that you are not allergic to. So, South Africa family, I hope you have been a bit educated about avoiding maladies of the festive season. Some you can't control, but some of them it is to control. So now I'm just going to say I'll see you next time. It's Dr. Magde on Back to the Basic. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on